All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about why do you need CMDB for small business. Okay, and I created an account that I basically called Elon Musk as if I had Tesla or StarX for the first time. And my first step was to create like my own laptop, my own services, and so on. So on the front end page, you have a sign in option. And here I'm gonna put in Elon Musk. But before I do that, I want to actually show the analysis. So let's say I added a whole bunch of things. Like I have a Tesla, and I'm gonna say vehicle, and it's a T3, and I don't actually have any versions here, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. And I'm gonna say analyze this for free. So what it will do, this will add it to my product catalog, and I can then use it inside my CMDB. So here it says, hey, you have a Tesla Inc. vehicle, low risk. Tesla vehicles operate independently for traditional IT infrastructure systems. So it's probably telling me that I don't need this in my CMDB, which is fine, and I agree. But I'm just using it as a sample here. So if you wanted to upgrade it here, it's kind of saying you don't need to upgrade it. There are some alternatives. You can use other vehicles through like Tesla's fleet API, telematics platforms, etc. It doesn't really suggest any other product, from another company, but it just say you have some alternatives available. And if you wanted to migrate, here's some information about that. So here, it will just take you to a free startup, which I created for Elon Musk as his own company. So if I log in over here, you get to see everything that I built for SpaceX. I just called it SpaceX. Actually, no, Tesla Inc. And I used the SpaceX logo for whatever reason because to me they're kind of the same thing. Elon Musk lives here in Austin, and to me Tesla and SpaceX they're like almost on the same location. So why not? So as a company here, who am I connected to? Well, let's say that if I manage it, then you have my information right here. But if it's managed by Elon Musk, well, I don't have all the information for him yet. Not that I would actually put it in, but I created an account for him. So he's like Musk at Husky.com. I can create a new incident. But before I do any of that, what is it that I have actually available? So here, Elon Musk has been associated with the Tesla Model 3 Deluxe, which is running us $38,000, and we have that listed here. And it's been also normalized and approved, so it's in my product catalog as far as model and version and the company, the manufacturer that makes it, which is Tesla Inc. And that will be then discovered over here on the product. So if you go to products, Tesla will be listed here somewhere. So we have a T3 Deluxe, $38,000. I have two open tickets for that, so I can take a look at those. This one says migrate because I just ran this particular analysis on it. And it says, if you want to open it, go and open it, but you don't need to. Okay, so we can associate a person to assign it to. Like if Elon wants to take it, he could do that. And again, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna go to back to products, and the products is driven by a vendor. So vendor, I have like a warranty table here that basically links it back to a vendor record that I had created for this car warranty or for my iMac. So I actually have two things in here, and the warranty just shows, okay, I have we're gonna go here. We really don't have any information here, but we can say I have a full coverage. I don't really have anything else with that, so it's just under warranty. Oh, I'm gonna add that here. Post update, and now we have that update here added on April 6th. Um, that's about all I have here. So if I wanted to edit that further, I can go in here and then just make modifications here. So is there a product for it? Yes, there is. So Tesla Incorporated 3, which is the basic model, is is listed over here, so I'm gonna associate it with that. It's called a server. I call it a server because I kind of ran out of CI types, so it's a server as far as I'm concerned, and it will expire in 3 years. And I don't really have a case number associated with the warranty, but if I did, I could put that all in here, and it'll be associated with this particular product. So I'm gonna save this, and now I have normalized version of this product. I have a warranty. Also, as a manufacturer, I can go to manufacturer here and I can look it up to say, okay, there is a DUNS number, but there's also my own DHS number. So it's a black hole surfer company, and the number here reflects a unique version for that particular company, which kind of compares with the DUNS number. I did look up for the DUNS number for Tesla and other companies, and I was able to find it. I couldn't find anything for Versal. I couldn't find anything for SanDisk, but those that I could find, I just put that over here. I also put the location of where it's at, the website, and if I have any associated products with that within my environment, it's all gonna be listed right here. So, for example, 3 CIs right here that are associated with Tesla. 1, 2, 3. The service. So we have an oil change service. We have a vehicle, and we have a T3 deluxe vehicle. So we have that. I didn't actually add the cost of the service. I'm gonna guess the service is probably gonna be $1,200, right? So $1,200. It's a one-time payment, or actually per use. If I take it there, it will be $1,200 this year. It may be $1,200 next year again. So we have a product details over here. We don't have the product URL, but I would just say this is a Tesla URL. So we're gonna say this is Tesla, and I don't have any LinkedIn URL, although I could just put in one for Elon Musk, but I don't see what good would it do over here. And I don't know, no, it's not really necessary. So we're gonna save this, and now we have association with the cost. And what I want to do next is actually run a report on how much does it cost me. So it's not this report, but it's a cost report, which is not part of this particular account, but it is right here. So if I have these components in my business, I have me, I have Tesla as a company, which I'm going to say I'm running $100 registration fee a month, whatever it is. I have 3 components and I have service. So these 5 CIs will now show up in my graph view. So if I go here, I have these in the graph view, but I also have additional components like the Dell computer right here. I use it to build things like this application. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a relationship to it from me to Dell add. So I'm going to say, I'm going to add a relationship, and it's going to be from Daniel Hutsky, uses this particular computer, which was Dell add right here. This is a Windows machine, by the way. Actually, maybe not. It's a Dell computer. So we're going to do that, add a relationship, and now in the graph view, that particular computer is related to me. So we have a right here, it has a Windows operating system, so it's obviously a Dell machine actually, so that's why it's called Dell add. So it is a Dell machine, and I think in the environment I called the machine Dell add, so that's why it picked it up from the tools utility. So I have a tools which I can run Windows Scanner here with this WinScan PS1, and it will create these CIs, these CSV files, which I can then upload. So I can say, okay, I'm going to upload these results from the scan, or I can just run it directly from Linux. So if I have this utility for Macintosh, Macintosh has a Python on it, so Python has the ability to actually connect and upload its own CIs. So I have Dell and I have Macintosh machines. So in a graph view, if I actually Say, hey, give me only those that are deductible. Now these machines will show up. So I have this Mac Mini and the Dell, and all the components that are running over here in this on this graph will tell me that these are all tax deductible components. So if I'm running my tax report for this year, I will be able to deduct all of these. I'm gonna say operating expenses. So operating expenses is gonna be something like my Wi-Fi that I'm running here. So my Wi-Fi gets picked up, my network cards get picked up. All they don't actually have any cost associated with them because they're part of the computer. So, but you can consider that. So if I just put everything here, now everything shows up. I want to make sure it fits my view. So here it is, and I can reduce it. Just give me a laptop. Okay, so we have one laptop and we have other machines. So we're gonna say, I think the Macintoshes are running as a workstation. Mm, all right, we're gonna do all types, and let me just take a look at what the this machine right here is listed as. Doesn't have a linked product, so we're gonna actually do that to link a product. So we have a cost of the Mac Mini, which is, I think it was $600. So it's a one time, and it was $600. It has my serial number here, and it was placed into service, I would say, sometime last year, um, maybe February. Okay, on third. So you would want to do this actually when you doing this, but I want to list it as a Apple Macintosh. So we're gonna link it to this. So we maintain the normalization components of it. So now we save these changes. Is deductible. If I analyze this, I would really actually like it to just go here and say, okay, this is normalized. But from the list of CIs, so here, let me just pick this here, all types, filter it. So that's the Dell. I think it's going to be server, filter it. Tesla, no. Workstation, maybe. There it is. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to normalize this, and this meets my expectation. It's hardware, although it's a workstation for, yeah. So we're going to normalize that and improve it. So now it will be normalized. So when I go into normalization, it will actually show up in there. So we have approved 7 normalization items. We have a laptop, service, storage device, and workstation. So I can also reset it if I don't think it should be normalized as such. So I can reset it, because if I don't agree with the version, then I'm going to remove it and add the new higher version. And that means at that point I want to create incidents to say, hey, I need to create an incident for this machine. So I'm just going to do new incident here. I'm going to find this Macintosh, Mac OS, Mac Mini right here. And I'm going to say, this needs to be upgraded. This needs to be upgraded. Okay. And I'll assign it to Black Hole Software Support. It's going to be high, and expected date, I want it to be done by the 10th. So I'm just going to pick that. Please upgrade to version. What version is this right now? 27. Okay, so we're gonna say 27. We're gonna keep this incident here. So now we have this incident here in my list, and I can change the status to say, okay, I'm working on this, so I'm gonna save changes, and that change will be now recorded in my activity log. Okay, eventually when I add a new node here, So I'm gonna say this is actually associated with this Mac Mini. Let's see, Mac Mini. Network cards, Elon Musk, Ethernet, ISO, simulator, macOS. That right here. So we're gonna say that this here actually needs to be upgraded to 27. So when we're done with this will then be associated with a macOS 27. Okay, so we have a workstation on the OS, and that's it for the incident management. I can also take a look at my notifications here, which is right here, and the notification has been added over here. It says, okay, hey, we have a new incident. Go and do that. But it's just a notification, really. So it's not visible, but the incident is here, so we can see. Okay, this is linked to this, so we can copy that. And if you click the actual incident ID, it will take you back to this particular incident request. On the reports, there's really not much here other than how many incidents were created this month. It's only April, so there are only two, and this company was just created yesterday, so there isn't really much. So if I go back to the home view, so we have there's a graph view, and my cost dashboard showing already that I'm running $89,000 a month just to run this company. And why? Well, it's because I included those cars on there. So the cars alone, they add quite a bit of cost. So again, here the actual uh, Tesla right here is $38,000, right? And it has some associated services with it. So we have car service that's costing me $1,200 a year per use, and it's associated with Elon Musk. So if you're a company owner or you run a business, you want to be able to visualize what it is that you have in your environment. So next thing we want to do here is actually we want to say, let me create new people. Okay. So here, company view, and in the company view is just me and Elon Musk. If I wanted to add new member, I'm just gonna say we're gonna add Ken Paxton. Okay, Ken, Ken Paxton can log in, and his name is Ken Paxton, and his email is gonna be Ken Paxton at Husky.com because that's my company. Anyway, that's what I'm just using here so I can communicate these emails. It would normally be like SpaceX.com or something. Okay, so we're gonna create that email here so we can actually reset things. He's an employee. His monthly salary of we're gonna give him 140,000 a month because he's a lawyer, so he's probably gonna cost us a lot of money. So we're not gonna create that user here. Oh, password. Okay, so I need to create a password. I'm going to pause this recording and just copy something. Okay, so we gave it a password. We're gonna save that user, and it wants me to save his username and password so I can actually log in as him and remember what it is or reset it, whatever it takes. So now I have this Ken Paxton, and he will be doing something. He'll manage the services or something. So we're gonna say Ken Paxton is going to be running, managing, or help us run Tesla. So normally you would create a service, business service, and Ken Paxton would be associated with the business service, which would then be running on some hardware like databases and servers. But for this video, I'm just gonna associate him with a company, add the relationship while he is now listed. So what I'm gonna do, go back to view here and make sure that he's synced. So if I don't sync him, he's not gonna show up as a person. So now in the graph view, I have one extra person. So I'm gonna say, okay, this is a person, And now we have three people. We have Ken Paxton, we have me, and Elon Musk. Elon Musk. And here on the bottom, it shows actually that he has a salary. So if I wanted to go and create a payroll for him, like at the end of the year, I want to run this payroll right here. So we haven't done anything yet. Okay, we have to set up the payroll first. So we're gonna say this guy is making millions of dollars. So we're gonna, I forgot. What did I tell him over here? Graph view. And again, this is useful because now I have a way of backtracking where that begins. Okay, so we have no cost for Elon Musk. So we probably want to give him a salary here. We're just gonna put in salary now. So 78749. That's my good. Elon Musk, $1 million, right? Give him, that's gonna be monthly. Okay, he makes this a month. I'm pretty sure he makes that kind of money. Okay, we don't have a really number for him, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. And he was put into business when 04, 05 yesterday. Okay, and he has a deluxe. So we're gonna save that, and now I should be able to run the payroll for him because we have no social security number, so I have to do that. So we do show $1 million right there. $1 million wage. His social security, I have no idea. South Africa, maybe he came through New York, so it's gonna be 071. Um, Whatever it is, okay. And finally, he's single. I'm gonna say he's married, probably filing separately. And federal tax, well, in Texas, that's gonna be zero actually. In Texas, state tax. Oh no, it's gonna be 8%, I think. In Texas, it's zero. Status Texas, and he does have a health plan, so we're gonna give him Geico, Geico insurance, and the insurance https.geico.com, right? So you can actually go make these claims there. And the health premium is gonna be like, I don't know, $300 a month or something. Okay. And when is that into effect? We have no termination date. We don't want to fire Elon Musk at all. So we're gonna save that for him. And now we can actually run payroll for Elon Musk. So his payroll is gonna be this right here. So we have a W2 for Elon Musk. And like I said, any manager should have this because you really want to be able to serve your employees the best way you can. Because as an employer, you need to care about your employees. So that's what I'm saying. So we also have tools over here that allow me to update this manually. So if you have your username and password, you can run this max scan, and the actual arguments are going to be right here. So we're gonna say create relationships and a catalog. So when you run this command right here, it will create the CIs, the relationships, and the catalog entries. So this will take care of just everything that's found on your computer and add it to the product catalog, which is great. We can also do this with Windows, or we can also do this with Linux. So if you have Linux machine exclusively, you can run this command there as well. So sudo python. So here, this will also create a Linux CI, relationships, etc. So you can download that. And then additionally, if you have just the CSV files, you can run these manually if you want. So here you would say, give me the CSV file. So I actually have these already available. And I think I have them in my lab folder somewhere under I think I have this in my home directory under downloads, I'm pretty sure. So wherever these files are right here, so if you import these files right here, they will create the CIs for you, so you don't have to do any of that. You can also create a support ticket right here and associate the CI with the related CI that's listed here. You can also request a feature. Say, hey, give me a feature because I would like to have something featured in your CMDB, and it could be like additional receipts or something. You add receipts to the store, etc. So you can do all that stuff through here. If you put your email in here, that's just gonna let me know who you are, but the email will actually go to me itself. So then again, if I go to notifications, there'll be a notification about that here, and I'll be able to see that through here or get an email and I can just launch it from the email. I have a design spec over here for owners and super users only, so you can actually see how this is all designed. I'm currently on version 1.7. And again, normalization I think is one of the greatest features, but if you also want to analyze your particular product, so you have a list of products right here, and you say, okay, I have this right here. Um, okay, you cannot do that through here. You have to, actually, you can do it through here. So this is a RAM CI type. We're gonna say it's memory. Actually, why that's not listed here? Other. Looks like I need to add memory. I didn't really think I needed that, but for now, I'm just gonna say that this is a. Well, just gonna leave that off here. We're gonna say this is associated with my Apple because it's memory on my Apple machine. So we're gonna say that's that, and the date in service was like a year ago or so. And we're gonna say February, and the date is gonna be somewhere in the beginning of the month. So right here, so we got that date. It was put into service. We really need to hand it over to like somebody that actually wants to do this sort of stuff. We're gonna say this is a one-time subscription. Associated cost is 0, so we're really because it's part of the computer. And I'm kind of on fence here about associating it. We're gonna say that this is a we can change this later. Okay, we're gonna storage device, and the reason I want to do this is because I want to actually analyze it. So if I analyze it now, I'm gonna say this is a analysis for this particular memory chip, and it says, okay, you have this version here doesn't respond to actual memory or whatever. So, but we have analysis at least if there's a real product. We do have analysis available that will tell us what to do with it, and we can create that as a ticket. Okay, so I like that feature a lot. Just gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna add memory chips actually to my list of products. And I think that's it. We have, like I said, payroll. We have subscription. If you want to subscribe, you have a free active account, and you have one employee that's free. I think 3 employees is free. After you go to 3 employees, it's $50 per employee. So you can create your own account, one employee for free, and after that, it's gonna be $50. I just have to pay for something here, and the payment is gonna be Zcash or credit card. So you have $150 to use the software here. The plans are over here. Like I said, it's once you go past 2 people, it's gonna be like, if you have 160 people, $4,000 a month, which I think is still a pretty good deal because you can manage your company through this thing, right? And If you have anything like ServiceNow or BMC software, whatever, you're going to be paying a lot more than this. So, again, I think it's a good deal. And that's where I'm going to end it here. I'm just going to again log out here so you can see what the front page looks like. If you log out here, you should be seeing this sort of interface, and then here you can add your new manufacturers. So if you have products that are not listed here, you can just add them here, including the product model and version, and then just run the analysis, and it will keep you analysis right here. As you can see, the analysis is preserved. So if anybody ran it, it doesn't tell you who ran it, but you will have a history of running analyses right there. So that's why you need BMC. Why you need a CMDB for small businesses done before you disappear in the black hole of a black hole surfer, because the surfing board is gonna take you down. Okay, enough of that. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.